Hello and welcome back to BlueTube. Today we're going to be looking ahead to our away fixture in the league against Reading this Saturday, 12:30 kickoff at the used to be called the Majeski Stadium.
Majeski Stadium, yeah.
But it is now called
Oh.
a very formal and indeed it's quite a posh one, the Select Car Leasing Stadium.
Oh, that rolls off the tongue really well, doesn't it? What is it again?
To be fair, I shouldn't be doing this because Reading are really under the cosh at the moment. Like they've
No,
been,
I know, yeah.
and probably just before we get into it, probably one of the worst examples I've seen of ownership within a club. So to be honest,
It's all
with
gone
where
wrong
we've
for
been,
them, hasn't it?
yeah, it's gone really, really wrong. But anyway, I'm not too
Shame
bothered
for
about
them.
that on Saturday. I hope we absolutely batter you. Manager Noel Hunt. We can get right straight into it then, Dad.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on this one?
I've got to be honest, apart from knowing that Reading have suffered a bit just lately, are they being sold, are they not? Is the ownership good? No.
Do they have a training ground?
Yeah, I
Can they afford
don't
the
know
socks?
enough about them this season, about what's going on, so I'm interested to see what sort of facts you've got, to
Well,
be fair.
do
So I'm
you
going to be
know
totally
what?
led by you.
Yeah, I mean, considering where they are at, which I think we've spoken about enough already, I don't think that they've done too bad at all. We'll get onto the table and where they are at in just a moment, but
Have they improved recently?
their form hasn't been bad. I mean, at the moment they're in the top half of the table, but going on very recent fixtures, I'll just quickly list through the Blues. We've won our last 3 games. Of course, we won against Bradford just the other day, and before that in the league there was Charlton. This was preceded by Cambridge as well, and that emphatic 4-0 win. Of course, we lost against Newcastle, but with the way that game panned out anyway,
Yeah, you
I
can
just
take that one out.
it's a weird time where I can look at a loss and actually be very, very proud of the team. So, and then the other one, Stevenage, Rotherham, both wins. We're doing really, really well. If you look at Reading, they won last time out at home to Rotherham, and this was following on from 2 draws against Huddersfield and Shrewsbury, respectively, and a win against Bolton. Before that, they lost away against Burton Albion and Leyton Orient. So, I mean, you know, it's spotty, but it's not dreadful, especially look at the last 4 games. And in the table, we're first.
Yeah. Nice. That's it then, right? Nice to explain to you.
Yeah, we're on 69 points at the moment with 29 games played, and we really are racking up those games in hand now as well, aren't we? Because Reading have played 31 games, they're on 49 points, but they're 9th. And like I said, you know, with
Do you know what though? It's like when we watch these prediction clips and that on YouTube and the league predictions. People are saying, you know, like, I don't know, Benjamin Bloom and Matt SB, they'll say, oh, is
good
this the
shout
week
out
that,
to them as well. They're good
yeah,
channels, they are.
is this the week that Blues slip up? Because we can't go, or can we, in the comments, all season without losing any more games. You know,
It's
there's
usually-
going to be a slip up, isn't there?
Well,
Is that
the-
going to be this week?
Yes, it could be. It's the unexpected
We've
teams.
had such a
Shrewsbury.
torrid time of it. We've lost
Charlton.
Jay at the moment. We don't know currently exactly what's going on with him. I know he's walking. We saw that picture. But, you know, why not expect us just to go through solidly now? Because we are quite capable of it. Putting a
We should be
lot on them.
confident.
Confidence is a good
be
thing
absolutely confident.
without being overconfident.
Yeah, this is the balance, isn't it?
Yeah, but it will be a tough game, I think. It is one of them, but
You can't
nothing
call.
we can't overcome.
You just can't call who you're going to come up against in this league. I mean, the teams that we've faced are to lose against a team like Shrewsbury in the way that we
Yeah.
did in the 3-2 emphatic game, and then Charlton as well, where really they just got the better of us from a tactical point of view.
A long time ago as well.
And
now,
you just don't know how the coin's going to fall. But I'll be totally honest with you, I don't really care. I'm very confident. 6-0.
We'll do
So
predictions at the end.
yeah, I'm mixing up a bit today, keeping these guys on their toes. Right, I thought I'd go through some of their key players. And what their top scorer at the moment, funnily enough, is actually a centre midfielder. I mean, at least from Footmob, he plays in centre midfield. Apparently, he can also play an attacking midfield role and on the left wing. And this is a Harry Nibs. Nib. It's a nice little second name, isn't it?
He's that's the name.
Does that
yeah,
does it
yeah,
ring
it
a
does.
bell?
Yeah.
No
yeah.
idea who
Harry
he
Nibs,
is.
yeah.
Probably seen him down the shops or something. No, okay. Anyway, right. So he's
Yeah.
got 11 goals, 2 assists, and that's in 28 games. Only 25 years of age. So it's not it's
trying
not
to think where he
world
was. Has
beating,
he
is
always
it?
been at Reading? I know the name, but I wonder if
I'm surprised
if
you
he's
know
been
that
somewhere
name.
else. Yeah, I have. I've just heard the name. It's one of them names that you wouldn't forget. To be fair, isn't it, Nibs? Who else have you got there?
One more, Lewis Wing, who's got the most amount of assists for them at the moment. Another midfielder,
Oh, he's
centre
quite a
mid.
flighty midfielder, isn't he, Lewis Wing? Yeah.
Yeah, so Lewis Wing, he's got 5 assists, 4 goals in 31
It's another feather in the cap,
games
isn't it?
this season. And yeah, that was really all the players that did. I was going to look into Harley Dean.
Yes, is he still playing for them?
He is, but he's injured.
Ah,
I know. I'm actually
that's
quite.
probably a good thing for us because if they
Yeah,
ever get
yeah,
a corner or
he hasn't
something,
really
he'll
been
be up
doing
there.
too badly. Yeah. But yeah, he's out with a calf strain at the moment. I'll get onto the rest of the injuries later. I think
Shame
there's
because
one
he
more.
was well loved by the Blue Noses, wasn't he? To be fair,
And I've seen him
and
on-
his lads in the academy, isn't he?
Yeah, and I've seen him on a few, half a dozen podcasts now, and some of the stories that he's got about the Blues are absolutely brilliant. But you can still see that he's got quite a big space in his heart for the club as well. And he was saying on one of them, and I felt awful for him hearing this, but I think we have moved on to better things, I'll be honest. But he was saying how he'd love to still be a part of it now. And I think if a player's been serving for a club for so long, through such torrid times, they should deserve to see it when it's on the up, really. But that's just not how it works, and it shouldn't work like that either. We need better players, and I'm sorry, but we've got Clara, so you can do one.
Just to interject there was a little bit of that for me with watching the when we watched the telly back with the Bradford game. What's his name? Jordan.
Graham.
Yeah, and he was a good servant. He was a fairly local lad. He's from Carver, isn't he?
Yeah.
And the way it all finished up for him, I mean, he had 2 patella
Yeah,
tears,
yeah.
one after the other. And they had massive injuries they are, and they know from experience on that one. And
It's weird with him, though, isn't it?
was
He's
just
kind of
like-
one that's fizzled out. He just fizzled into
he
the
seemed
background.
to be right
and
on the fringes, but he did everything you asked of that guy. I mean, there was a lot of people that didn't like him, but he was always played out of position, but always turned up, tried to put a good shift in.
I remember him having a decent cross, Jordan Graham. He don't have a bad ball into the box. But anyway, we're going off on the tangent now. We do that every now and again. I've got some insights for you here. So from a Reading perspective to start off, they've scored 6 goals in their last 5 games. They've conceded the most penalties this season. And I think we've been awarded... In fact, yeah, I haven't read this beforehand. I've just spotted. We've actually been awarded the most penalties this season. 9. I didn't
See,
realise it
this
was 9.
sort of shoots us down with the referees, and I'm always going on about the refs and saying we don't get decisions. But
They're
we have
blatant
had.
decisions, though.
Do you know what? We've had some soft penalties as well, but the big one for Stanner the other night, that bloke should have been arrested for that, to be honest with you. Not just, it wasn't a sense. It was clumsy. It was clumsy.
It was very
wasn't it? But
clumsy, yeah.
it was a penalty, and
Still
the fact
penalty.
that the worst thing is that Stano got injured, and we won't go on about it too much because we just spent ages going on about it in the last vid. But no, we have got a lot of penalties, and I said that to you in one of the games when we was down there. Actually, I was saying that we're getting a lot of pens, and some of them have been. They are pens, but some of them, like in the past, like we don't normally get them. But then we're missing the biggies.
Yeah. Well, the last insight that I've got for you might be a bit of a talking point because it does make this a bit of a tasty affair. Reading are ranked 3rd at home this season, and Blues are ranked 2nd away from home this season.
Okay.
So it might be a little bit more of a feisty
Wrexham's still
affair.
top of that then? Did you?
I'm
get
only
that?
looking at the insight, so it only gives me that information, and that's all that it gives me. But I'd assume that Wrexham are some way up there. Then again, they lost to Leyton Orient at home, 2-1.
Leyton Orient
last
are dark
night.
horses, though, aren't
I
they?
know, yeah. But to me, that suggests that this one might not be as easy as perhaps some people might suggest it would be, considering what's going on with Reading at the moment. But they're not a bad side, and they've got some pretty decent players, all things considered.
A lot of history as well with Reading, aren't they? Sort of been there and thereabouts all the time, aren't they?
Yeah,
This is probably the lowest they've been in a while. Like Blues, they're sort of up there, not quite up Premier, but sort of
Well, it goes to
always
show-
around the right sort of areas. They're more of a championship team. Like Blues have always been in my
100%.
mind.
But
Like
it goes to
the
show
old League
how
Two.
much the English Football League is failing football clubs. Because if you get an owner, and it can seemingly be anyone who just walks into a football club with just the right amount of cash, they can take over and just run it into the ground.
Yeah, these checks that they go on about doing, what checks are them really? Just like seeing if they've got a Facebook account or something like that.
Yeah. Injured players then, and it pains me to say that Jay Stansfield is a part of that list now. Not too sure how long this is really not too long after the Bradford one. We've done this just after the Bradford preview, as I'm sure that you can imagine. We don't just wear these same clothes all the time. Emil Hansen is another one. Well, you do, yeah. I mean, that's way past its expiry date, isn't it, to be honest? And then for them, Harley Dean, as I mentioned, and then another defender called Jerry L. Dorset, who's supposed to be someone that's actually quite championed by them. But, we'll see if that plays into our hands. That's all I've got. There was, I think Lewis Wing has not long come back from injury from what I can tell and put together, but I could be wrong on
quite
that.
quickly, has he?
Do you write these down beforehand, or do you just wing it? So you've done that to me. That's your fault, that is. So anyway, let's go back to players that played for both clubs. Scott Dan.
Oh yeah, good player, cracking player.
Yeah.
Alongside Roger Johnson back in the Prem days.
We'll go from good player to bad player to good player again. Yeah.
Okay.
Alan Halilovic.
Yeah, I remember of him.
Did just nothing.
He wasn't there long, was he? He wasn't with us long.
The Croatian Messi, as they used to call him.
That was only because he didn't tidy his bedroom. You just see people turning off now, can't you?
Yeah, they've gone way beforehand.
Yeah.
I was Ben presenting today. Give it a miss. Jordan Much.
Yes. Jordan Much. Yeah, wasn't he brought through the ranks?
I believe he was, yeah. Good player.
Yeah,
Went to
he
Crystal
was.
Palace as well, I believe. And he did really well. I think he played in the Premier League for Crystal Palace as they were coming up. Decent player. And who else can I give you? I said a bad player now, so I'm a little bit hesitant to say another one.
Go on, just say it. Go on.
Graham Potter. There's a few.
What?
I don't know.
Graham Potter?
Is that the manager bloke?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
The
before-
really good manager.
It's before my time, so I don't know.
Do you know what? No, he didn't spend long at the Blues. And he was a good. He was a kid when he came
Villa
through the
fan
Blues.
as well,
but-
apparently.
Oh, is it? He's terrible. Move on.
Right, okay, so that'll
Makes
do
nice
then.
vases, apparently. This is just falling
Yeah, it's
apart,
pretty
isn't
shocking,
it?
isn't it? Yeah.
We
Right,
had
head
so many complaints about this one now. We had loads of complaints off the Charlton fans last week, didn't we?
Oh, but you love it. I love it, I do. Put down your thumbnail. Oh, it's great. I like it when they moan. I think it's brilliant. Right, head-to-head.
It's all in jest.
Going through the head-to-head then, v Reading. Games won. We've won 18 to their 16 and drawn 14, so it's really, really tight. Last time out, of course, they nearly did it. They scored in the 42nd minute with a Kelvin.
Yeah.
And we scored a penalty with Alfie May in the 87th minute to get a draw out of that game. So they really nearly, at the very start of the season, got one over us.
Yes.
Interestingly, guess who was playing on the flanks, on both flanks in that game?
For them.
No, for us. Suriki
Anderson.
Dembele.
Oh.
And Miyoshi.
Oh my God, yes.
It was before they left.
We'll have to do something about where they are now they're getting on, you know. I like to look.
I think Miyoshi's not doing too bad. Suriki Dembele, pants.
Oxford, isn't he?
We've reunited with Gary Rowett, hasn't he?
Yeah, it hasn't gone well for the Garys. We just lost the
No.
Gary.
I think
Gary
they-
Monk's gone from
Cambridge.
hasn't he? After our game.
Well, no, Gary Rowett's doing steadily at Oxford. I think he's actually started to turn them
I
around.
haven't really looked. I've not noticed, to be fair. No, fair play to Gary Rowett.
Yeah, I
time
don't
for
mind
it.
him at all. But anyway, we're really going off on tangents today. Not that I mind. Interesting fact about Reading, there aren't many. The club holds the record for the number of successive league wins at the start of a season, with a total of 13 wins at the start of the 1985-86 third division campaign, and also the record for the highest number of points gained in a professional league season, 106 points in the 2005-06 championship.
Well, we're
You
going to
might
beat that in
remember
this
that.
division.
Wow,
We're
yeah,
gonna
this
beat
is the
that in
championship
League
though, so it's a, you know.
Yeah, but do you know why League One's better than that this year? Blues are in it.
Reading are in it as well.
Yeah.
And that is all I have on Reading. Any thoughts?
I haven't said it for a while, but this can be the banana skin week, can't it? We've just got to stay strong, get
Haven't said it
behind
for a
them.
while.
Don't know how many we're taking down there, but I'm assuming we're going to fill our allocation. It's probably already gone, hasn't it?
Yeah, it will be.
Because the popularity of the away tickets is amazing, isn't it? We've looked at
We've
it and we
stopped
can't get it.
checking, haven't we? It's just like,
Yeah.
I just
I know Jay from the Boy in Blue likes to get away. I wonder if he's down there. I'll have to have a word with him this week.
Yeah.
Watch the Boy in Blue, cracking channel. We're on there sometimes. And Nick from Chatting Blues as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if Nick goes away much. Does Nick? I know he's
Yes, he does. Yeah,
Does
when
he?
he can. Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah,
it's not a bad
so-
place to go, actually, Reading. I feel like that'd be a good day out. Decent little stadium that they've got up there.
Yeah, it's a nice setup. But haven't they sold a load of stuff off though with what's gone on?
Training grounds.
Yeah,
Probably the kits
it
as
is
well
a
at this
shame. I
point.
feel sorry if there's any Reading fans.
They
No,
probably
fair
don't have
play
any
to you.
dinner in the canteen.
You get all my
Packed
support
lunches.
Reading after Saturday.
Yeah. No, there's one thing that we can associate with them, and it's not a good thing, and that's having poor owners. So no, all the best to the Reading fans. On a serious note, I wouldn't wish that on any football club. But apart from that, we can talk about the Blues just a little bit, I suppose.
Yeah.
How do you think we line up now? Because if we're to assume Jay
As we
Stansfield's
were.
not going to be,
Yeah, as
not
we
going
were,
to be
but-
playing.
Alfie May, Lyndon Dykes, any of them for me. It's like they were saying on the telly after the Bradford game. The players we can bring on in this league is just superb.
We have to play
isn't it?
Alfie May.
I
We have
think
to.
He's so overdue something now, and I'm not knocking that. I'm just thinking that he hasn't had full allocation of minutes,
He's
has
suffering.
he? Because of how Jay's been
His
doing.
confidence
so.
has really knocked it. This is his
Or
chance
do you
now.
give Lyndon? It's got to be Alfie May, hasn't it?
It's gotta be
Lyndon
Alfie
Dykes,
May for
he's
me.
brilliant. He's like a super sub, isn't he? The way he comes
That's
off
what
the
he
bench.
is. Yeah.
But the quality of them, and I think they're both superb players. I think just that nous in this division for Alfie May, and then when they're really tired, bring on Dykes to just finish them off. Be great, wouldn't it?
He's got that in his locker. That's what he's built for, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Other than that, I'd bring Ethan Laird back into the fold, I think.
Yeah,
right from the
TGH
get-go.
is ready to come on when needed as well, so he can give someone a break. Bring
Come
him
on anywhere.
anyway, can't you?
Yeah, literally.
Bring him on in goal if you needed
Then
to.
a spare seat in the away from him. No, he's a good player, a utility player. You can put him anywhere, and I'm glad to have him back. Do you know what? Another injury. How did I forget about this? Leonard, of course, is out as well, isn't he? Got a gash.
With his gash.
Yeah.
But do you know what? I don't think he's going to be far away with that.
I hope not.
Watch that. The Blues did this like little Valentine's video when they were just like doing something on Facebook, and he was you could see his leg was he'd only got like
I didn't see that.
Yeah, and he was up and down the stairs in the background quite well. So I thought, oh, you're not
Okay.
far away.
Nice, that's good.
So that was good to see.
I'm glad that we brought that up then.
I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't involved in some way coming up this weekend, you know.
Wow, who knows? Who knows?
Thanks, Chris. Let me know. Could you imagine?
But yeah, I don't think that we shuffle it around too much for what happened with Bradford.
Yeah,
we
we're
can't
just keeping that
underestimate Reading.
consistency now, aren't
Yes, yeah, and I think that we're really finding. Kieran Dow's got his place in the squad now for me.
we? And Willemsen's like turning up again now, isn't he?
Yeah,
Playing well.
yeah. I think that's it.
For a big lad, got some skills. What was it you said in that game we watched the other day about Willemsen? His
One of the most
technical ability.
technical,
We've
yeah.
got some proper technical players.
We've got some real technicians.
Yeah, technicians. Love it.
Predictions?
It's going to be a toughie. It's going to be a close call one for me. I think we'll edge it 1-0. And I'm never going to say we're going to lose a game. But I'm going to say we're going to win it 1-0. No, 1-0.
Okay.
And let's say, let's give Willemsen a goal.
Okay, that's really nice of you. I'm sure I'll appreciate that. I'm going to go 2-1. I think they've got a goal in them, Reading. And I think Keshi Anderson will score for us, and he'll be starting. And I fancy, I'd really love Alfie May to score, but he's just not quite there at the minute, is he? I'm going to give the other one to Dow. I think that he's really starting to find his shooting boots.
I tell you when Alfie May does his best, when he's got Anderson on the flank next to him. There's just that link between them two, isn't there? Because Anderson's finding some fantastic balls into the box, and Laird. So nothing to be worried about this weekend, but it will be just tough.
Yeah.
It will be tough. I think Blues have got to start believing that they are there now.
Yeah.
That they've got this nucleus of a team now that no matter who you put out, we've got some proper skills, and play. Other teams are fearing us now, and they should be. No, I'm not being cocky with that, but what Chris Davis is building is just superb to watch. And we've just got to keep enjoying it, not get too worried about what goes on down there, just enjoy it.
And I think we can actually start being brazen and brave enough now to even start talking about the points record without sounding ridiculous.
It's
Something
in our
to
grasp,
add.
isn't it?
Well, we have to have something. To be ambitious.
Well, someone said
something
on
to
the
aim
comments, I didn't really look into this. I just took it as read, and why not? Someone said, how many wins did they say now? 6 wins, and we should have done it. 6 wins?
Yeah, I've heard that from Brian, Dick, and Alex Sticking in the
6
Keep Right On
wins, and we're
podcast
done.
as well
God,
around there.
That's
Good podcast
the way
as
the
well.
games are coming through at the moment. If we can just assure that we're going up and then just enjoy the rest of the season, then just score a few goals.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll round that one off then. You can sign off.
Okay, yeah. Thank you again for watching. Keep supporting the Blues. Keep supporting us as well. By that I mean, and we keep saying this all the time now, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you enjoy what we're doing, get involved, leave us a comment, and click the subscribe button. It costs that absolutely nothing.
If you don't subscribe, the Blues are going to lose on Saturday.
Ignore him. But there might be some truth in it, so you better click the button. But no, keep coming back. See how we're getting on, and it's nice to have you with us, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers, guys.